he would meet them at youth group. Or,
okay, we don't need to go into that kind of detail.
Better yet, camp. Christian camp. That's a good place to find your long-distance girlfriend.
It's a great place to find a long-distance girlfriend. If you need any advice on how to get a long-distance girlfriend at church summer camp,
You're the guy.
I can help you out.
Welcome to the Delight in the Journey podcast.
I'm James.
And I'm Kaylee. Mm-hmm. And we are here
in our recording studio,
which
as
is
you can see.
Just a bedroom.
Where did our sign go?
In Nigeria. Oh, fix the sign. We are here in Lagos, Nigeria. James just got done changing a poopy diaper, so thank you for doing that. Did you wash your hands?
I washed my hands. I washed the body of the child of whom the poop was needing to be cleaned off of.
Good job.
Yes.
Cloth diapers for the win.
Yes.
Yeah, so in case you're new here, we'll just give you just a super short little introduction on our family. So we are living in Nigeria because we are adopting our fifth child, a Oluwatoyin. Mm-hmm. We've been in Nigeria for about 2 months.
A little over 2 months.
Our oldest daughter, Emanuela, is 10 years old, and she is adopted from Ghana. Mm-hmm. And then we had a biological child, Harriet, who's 5 years old. And then we adopted Eden from Nigeria. Eden is deaf, and she was language deprived until we met her. We are uncertain about her exact age, but we say she's around 9. And then we have Valor, who just turned 2. He was born outside on our property, out in our field. That's kind of a fun story. Yes, that was by choice. And then we have Oluwatoyin, and Oluwatoyin is only 4 days younger than Valor, so we have twin toddlers, even though Oluwatoyin is a little bit developmentally behind. So thank you guys for being here. We just want you to feel like you're part of the conversation and hanging out with us.
Yeah.
So
let's have a conversation.
Let's get into it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's unpack this.
It's one of my least favorite idioms.
Okay, so yes, I was out with someone else. Not really a date. They had a gift card, but I was out with another guy at Olive Garden.
So unfair.
It's fine. It doesn't bother me. Free food, whatever. So I'm there at Olive Garden, and I see James, and he is fervently bussing tables with a passion, and I notice him. And thankfully, my roommate also worked at that same Olive Garden in Spokane, Washington. And so...
North Point. What?
And so I asked her later that night, who's the tall, dark, and handsome guy who's passionately scrubbing tables?
To which she naturally replied,
yeah, that's James Wilson. And so we got on Facebook, because that's what you did in 2012. No, this would have been 2011. Yeah. And I saw that he was Christian and homeschooled. That's all I could see. And
check.
we were both homeschooled, and so it's
boxes checked.
That's all that matters. And when you meet like a fellow homeschooler, you just kind of automatically have this bond. So I'm like, yeah, he's perfect for me. But
long distance relationship. He wasn't available. Bummer. Moving right along.
Yeah, so we actually didn't meet each other.
No tears shed.
Until, I was disappointed because I thought we were perfect
no
for each other.
No tears shed.
No. How do you know I didn't shed any tears?
Because I know.
I didn't really cry.
You didn't cry.
Yeah. But I was disappointed, to say the least. So a year goes by.
To say the most.
To say the most.
That's it. That's where it stopped. To say the least would be like, I was disappointed, to say the least. That would mean that there's a whole bunch more that could be said about how you truly felt and how the disappointment was much more elaborate than you're saying it is. You were saying just the least. No. The most. You were disappointed, that's it. That's it.
My jaw is already hurting from smiling.
I have that effect on people.
So, moving right along, as you previously stated.
Moving right along.
A year later, James was hanging out with a mutual friend. Me and my roommates were going to pick up this friend, and I saw James. I was sitting in the back of my roommate's car, and I was like, is that James Wilson? Didn't you say he broke up with his girlfriend? Like, you need to get him to come hang out with us.
Single and ready to mingle.
Who, you?
Me, I was single.
I'm in the back seat, and I'm like telling my roommate, invite him. And so she says, James, hey.
I see a lot of movement in the car, and she's telling me.
We're like in a gas station
we're
parking lot.
We're going to go to this restaurant. It was a bar, so after 11 p.m.
Like a diner.
It would become a bar, but throughout the day, we could go. You could go. It's called the Satellite, downtown Spokane.
I was 21 at this point, but you were not.
I was like
you had just
20,
turned
freshly
20. Yeah. So you couldn't participate in the bar activities.
I couldn't participate in the bar activities. No.
Yeah. So, anyways, James, he's like, "Oh no, you go. You guys
go have your girl time."
Yeah. And I was like to my roommate, I'm like, "Come on,
don't let him get away."
Yeah, tell him to come with us.
Don't let him get away.
She's like, "No, really, James, you should join us."
Yeah.
And so he did join us.
All right, whatever. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's the worst that could happen.
Don't act like you were not excited to hang out with
women.
5 or 6 women. So we get out of the car. James gets out of his car after we drive to the diner, and we're all walking in downtown Spokane. And I noticed that James is dressed like the complete opposite of me, okay? I have a flower poofy skirt on. I'm wearing a bright blue shirt with sequins. Yep. My hair's all poofy and big earrings probably.
Yep. My haircut was probably shorter than this, if you can imagine it. And I was wearing super tight skinny jeans.
Very tight.
And I had a metal band shirt on with this silver skull.
Atrocious.
There's nothing wrong with skulls inherently. We all have one.
He was in all black and I was in all colors.
Yeah.
So visually,
high contrast.
It didn't make sense. But I was thinking in my mind, okay, that's okay.
I can change him.
I was like, I can work with this. Anyway. So we go in, and we're all kind of piling into a booth, and James was kind of standing there awkwardly, and I patted the seat next to me, and I said, it's okay, we can cuddle. And he scooted in, and then for the next 3 hours, it was like everyone else faded away, and it was just him and I having this conversation, and it was so just incredible. I've never clicked with anyone like that before, and I knew that night. He's the one. And I took that very seriously. I only wanted to date for the purpose of marriage. I didn't go around dating people. I had different goals kind of for myself. I didn't kiss a boy until I was 19. And so...
which is, again, heavily contrasted by my experience where I had a lot of girlfriends.
But you were like young.
I didn't really do a lot of dating because, long distance. But I had relationships deeper than just the friend level with girls.
He would meet them at youth group. Okay,
we don't need to go into that kind of detail.
Better yet, camp. Christian camp. That's a good place to find your long-distance girlfriend.
That's a great place to find a long-distance girlfriend.
Anyway,
if you need any advice on how to get a long-distance girlfriend at church summer camp,
You're the guy.
I can help you out how not to do that.
But I knew that night. And so, it was just your sense of humor and everything. I was just like, yes, this is like, he was like me, but better, I guess. Like, I don't know. It was like just your humor. I would say a joke and you would take it like 3 steps further. And then it was just instant camaraderie and talking about
camaraderie. That's everything. That's a good term.
Yeah.
We complement each other really well, even now. Bounce off of each other. Meeting someone who became my best friend so quickly that I also wanted to spend the rest of my life with very quickly was shocking, beautiful.
Right.
And
we didn't I feel like a lot of stories are like you fall in love with your best friend.
Yeah, your best friend for years, grew up, went to high school, went to elementary, went to preschool together.
Those are great stories. And I always thought that would be my story too. But for us, it was like we fell in love and became best friends at the same time. But that's getting a little bit ahead of the story. So before we left this diner, what did you say to me?
If I gave you my number, would you text me?
And I replied with, no, but you can ask me for my number.
And I said, can I have your number?
And it was just this funny thing because he was trying to be like polite and not too forward. I just wanted you to like ask me like in a more like authoritative like
give me your number.
Boy ask the girl. I just hadn't had a lot of experiences like that. I mean, I really valued that experience, and so I wanted it to be.
You had idealized it.
Yeah.
In your mind.
And so I wanted it to be like.
And if it didn't meet that idealistic expectation,
but
you felt like you were missing out.
And isn't that interesting that we already had that level of comfortability where I could be like.
Comfortability.
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 Where I could, tell you like, hey, can you rephrase the question, please?
Yeah. And you didn't have any worry that I would be offended by you saying that.
No.
We didn't walk on eggshells around each other even on the first day. It was just complete blunt communication.
And that is a gift of ours that we've always had, and I think because we started out with such good communication at the beginning, even that very first, time of hanging out. So the next day I was auditioning at X Factor, which is that show Simon Cowell did. I don't even know if it's still going, but...
I think so. Is that the one where they like hit the...
Yeah,
and it's like X on it? Yeah, it's still going.
It's still going? Okay.
I don't know if he's judging or if he still owns it. But.
Whatever, don't care. Yeah. Anyways, though... So I needed a ride to my grandparents' house, remember? So you came and picked me up.
In my Geo Metro.
Yes, and we had these matching Geo Metros, different color, different year.
Where was your Geo Metro?
It was at his house. He was doing something with it.
He was working on it.
Yeah. My grandpa's obsessed with Geo Metros. And it was so fun.
He owned 3.
That James had a Geo Metro because that is like, you're in to the family.
Yeah. So I show up and...
They're roasting
I meet
hot
him.
dogs.
They're having a barbecue. He comes up. And he shakes my hand, almost breaks my knuckles, says, "Hey, we're having lunch. Do you want a weenie?"
Yeah,
and
that's the first thing he said. You want a weenie?
Weenie is like another term for hot dog.
Weenie.
In case you're Gen Alpha or not American. Weenie is another term for hot dog.
Yep. So we had weenies together, and then we both kind of just had time off work for the next couple of days, and so I remember you came over to where I lived with my roommates, and it was cool that you got to meet my grandparents because my parents lived in Oregon, and this was all happening in Washington,
right.
And so they were the first ones, and I introduced you as my friend James. But then after that, we went back to my house, and for the next couple of days, we just talked, and. I just remember sitting on the couch talking.
I found out really quickly that she could not maintain eye contact. So it'd be like she'd be talking to me or I'd be talking to her like this and she'd be looking at me and it was literally like this. And I would try to get her to lock on to my eyes and I'd follow where her eyes were going.
Yeah, you did do that.
I said, okay, stop.
But you were like asking me like how I was feeling and what I thought about things. And I just wasn't like used to like always having like... I was like, my feelings, like...
Those things that I've repressed for so long?
And the interesting thing about James is James is not your stereotypical man, how they say, like, a man, maybe isn't as in tune with his emotions. He was more in tune with his emotions than I was. It was just new to just have kind of this in-depth conversation and talk about, like, feelings and what do you think about this and just... I mean, we had a really good conversation because we're getting to know each other. Because I'm not just going to, like, hang out with someone unless I know that there's, like, a future there. And like I already said...
Neither am I.
Okay.
You're making it sound like you're the one that carried the deep conversation, but at the same time, you're uncomfortable with the deep conversation because you can't maintain eye contact.
No, I didn't carry the deep conversation. No, you carried it. But, like, it was very refreshing, and it was good to have that because I wasn't just going to have that with anybody. And I hadn't had it with anybody. And so, so what did we do about the eye contact?
So, in this house of, like, 15 women,
oh my gosh,
there was a 5-pound bag of marshmallow mateys.
5 women.
5 women. And so we repurposed the bag of cereal, and we sat on the couch. This is my idea. And we were going to dry feed each other one piece of cereal at a time while maintaining eye contact.
You just poked yourself.
I poked myself directly in the eye. I'm okay, though. While maintaining eye contact.
Did I feed you, too, or did you just feed me?
I fed you.
Okay.
And
then I would feed you. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. And while maintaining eye contact.
While maintaining eye contact.
And then I remember
and
we
also,
upgraded.
also having conversation about something. We were talking about something.
I remember we upgraded to water, too. Like, you were giving me a drink of water, and I had to maintain eye contact with you. And after a couple hours of that, I mean, I was cured.
Hang on, sorry.
Still,
my eye.
Your eye is bothering you? Yeah, that cured me, for sure. And since then, since that day, April 21st or 22nd, 2012, I have been cured. And you can ask anyone who knows me. I have no problem with eye contact.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You're actually really good at eye contact.
Thank you. Yeah, we just talked, got to know each other for the next 3 days, and on the third day, you took me to Olive Garden, and we had a meal.
Did not have a gift card.
No.
Did utilize an employee discount.
That's okay.
But I did tip very well.
Good. I was watching for that, I'm sure.
Of course, you were.
How much cash has this guy got?
I don't think you cared about that.
No, I didn't.
Just like you didn't care about the other guys that had gift cards and coupons.
Nope, never cared about that.
Good.
So, and then we walked around. We went to the park, and then we were walking back to my house in my neighborhood.
We found ourselves in the middle of the street.
And what did you say?
I would really like to continue dating you.
And I responded with, does that mean that you want me to be your girlfriend?
And 2 heart flutters later, I said yes. To
and
which
I
you
said,
replied,
okay, then you need to ask me to be your girlfriend. Because, again, remember, like, I hadn't really
idealized
been through this. And I wasn't trying to be controlling. I wanted it to be this special way because I knew he was the one. And so I wanted to have this story, which now the story is me sounding controlling.
It doesn't sound controlling. It's just you had an idealistic perspective on how these once-in-a-lifetime things would occur in your one life.
Right.
And you just wanted to, like,
and in
check
my
those
traditional
boxes.
conservative upbringings, it's the man who, like, asks the question and who is, like, the bold one, you know? And so that's what I wanted. That's what I was longing for.
And I had honestly never done that. Like, the other times in the past, it was, I knew these other girls in person, and it wasn't like, can I get your number or whatever. We would just, like, unspokenly share it because we needed it because there was a long-distance relationship, and all we did was talk on the phone.
So what was your response when I said you need to ask
can you be
me?
My girlfriend?
Yes.
Will you be my girlfriend?
Yes.
Can you? Will
yes.
you? Will you? And
yes.
you said
yes.
Yes. And then as we kept walking for approximately 2.5 steps.
And then I said, well, you're really tall because he's 6'1", and I'm really short, 5 feet with shoes on.
Yeah.
So we better make sure that we can kiss because I don't know.
Very important because if we can't, then we got to call this off. You can shred that number.
And
so we did.
We kissed, and it was fine.
It worked.
I mean,
it was okay.
It was it worked,
was all right,
and it was great.
And then manageable.
And then we went back to my house, and my roommates were having a bonfire, so that was fun. So we hung out and did that. And they were all excited for us and everything.
Okay, so 2 weeks go by.
2 weeks go by.
Talking like every day.
Oh, we are like,
there's like
when we're not
very
working,
few moments of time where we're not communicating.
Yeah.
We see each
and
other
we're having
every day.
Deep conversation.
We literally saw each other every day. 2 weeks go by.
It was a special time. I was like, I got to take this guy to Oregon to meet my parents.
Meet the parents.
And that's also, we said I love you before we went or after we got back? I don't remember. You think it was after we got back? Okay, so I take him to Oregon. We go horseback riding. I take him horseback riding on my horses. And one of the horses...
demon possessed.
No! Bolts down the hill with him, and I didn't know what to do because...
Okay, so let's set the scene.
Okay.
It's not a hill. It's like...
a cliff.
It's not a cliff. It's like...
very steep.
This steep incline that's going up to this pasture, and to get into this pasture that overlooks the entire valley, there's this fence with a gate. To get through the fence, we had to open the gate. So we were going in. We had fun, like going through the field, looking over the valley.
And you had to do the gate.
Now we were coming out
because I was
you're riding bareback.
Bareback, and so it was hard for me to get off and on the horse.
And so we get back to the gate. I had to close the gate. you go through the gate, I come through the gate, but we're going in the direction of home. And the horse says, I'm going home. And so this horse bolts down
Literally
this hillside.
Full gallop.
And we're running, it's going towards a paved road.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like hill.
Super steep pavement.
For probably like
James is
a
just
quarter
holding on.
mile. And then
And
it's like
I
pavement.
I couldn't
like this.
see
So it's
you.
like hill, pavement.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
hill,
couldn't see you.
pavement, horse, me. Okay? We're going. And the horse is saying, I'm going to go
Full speed.
home.
When
Full
horses,
speed.
yeah, they love to.
And so I'm yanking back on the reins.
Okay, but hold on. So from my perspective,
Yeah.
he goes out of sight
So
down this mountain.
From her perspective, I'm dead.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. First of all, I feel really bad because I don't even.
Brought this guy
He
out
didn't
here.
really have any horse riding skills. I think you've been on a horse once.
I had ridden horse when I was like 8 to 11.
Okay.
Off
like
and on
in a
in the summer.
controlled round pen, like
No, just like trail riding
oh, you did do
on
trail
someone's
riding.
property.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
had.
But they were very docile horses.
Well, yeah, to put it.
It was not like Migo. This guy. So yeah, from her perspective,
And
I'm
so
dead.
I'm like kind of laughing because it's either laugh or cry in those moments, and I'm just kind of sitting there. I just keep my horse, who's
And I'm
kind of
just
also freaking out at the gate, and I'm not sure what to do because I got to close this gate, but I don't want to get off the horse. And should I like follow him down the hill? And as I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh my goodness, what do I do? I hope he stays on. What if he gets super badly injured?
So I'm holding on for dear life while also pulling back on the reins, trying to turn the head of the horse, because I know if I can turn the head of the horse, I can get it to go not straight down a hill anymore. And he's just determined. And I'm pulling on his hair. I'm trying to like do all the things. And he just doesn't listen to me. And we get down to the pavement. He luckily doesn't break his legs as we go from here to here, full speed. And as he hits the pavement, I think it kind of like shocks him a little bit. And so I'm able to turn him back around, and I get him to go back up this stinking hill. So we're coming back up the hill. My adrenaline's racing.
Yes.
This
So all of
horse
a sudden,
is sweating, foaming
I
at the mouth.
see James on the horse coming up over the top of the hill, and it's like I see it happening in slow motion. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. And I'm like even more in love now, because now here's this guy, and his almost non-existent hair is
Nailed
like
it.
barely kind of like fluttering in the wind. And you came up with, and you had a smile on your face, and you were just like so confident, and you just like galloped back up there, and the horse stopped next to me, and you were just like, yeah.
I jumped off the horse,
You were
closed
like,
the gate,
"Close the gate."
got back on the horse.
And you were just like, yeah, whatever, I'm fine, like no big deal. And I was just like, wow,
Yeah.
okay, that was really intense and probably scary for you.
It was pretty intense.
You can keep
That at the time, that was probably one of the most frightening experiences. Pales in comparison to what I've been through since. Hello.
Do you want to say hi, Valor?
Hello.
You want to say hi?
Hello.
Okay, not sure what he said there.
So
So, anyways,
that's done.
my parents liked you. Everything was fine there.
Had some fun conversations with your parents.
We go back to, we go back to Spokane, Washington, and we tell each other that we love each other for the first time.
Oh, Valor, hi. Then like 3
So
months.
let's kind of fast forward. Okay,
3
so
months.
I lived with roommates. You lived on your
Yeah.
own. I would come over and like help you kind of clean up your
Well, I
apartment
looked directly at the light.
and stuff like that. Don't look directly at the light. I would help you straighten up,
Yeah,
clean up.
which I needed because I was like bachelor and I didn't entertain guests.
I would make you dinner, and stuff and fun stuff like that. And you worked a lot. We were both working a lot. I was a nanny. You were at Olive Garden. When did you know that I was the one?
At the 2-week mark.
At the 2-week mark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it was always like I always had like either one-sided, like it was always a one-sided where I liked the guy and he didn't like me, or he liked me and I wasn't interested in him. And so I'd never had like a mutual really been in love like that. So that was really incredible. So at 3 months, on our 3-month anniversary, because of course back then we celebrated every month. So on the 3-month anniversary,
First week we celebrated every day.
we went ring shopping. That's how like committed we were at 3 months. we were like, we need to do something.
Yep.
I was like, we could go look at rings.
Located this ring.
Yeah, we actually got the ring. I mean, we didn't buy it on that day, but it's the one that we looked at that I really liked.
Yeah.
We'd been together for 9 months, and we were visiting family.
Southern California.
And the sun was setting, and my family had this really beautiful hot tub with like a rock wall around it.
So cool.
And the sun was setting, and
we had just spent
out.
the whole day like visiting wineries, and I had prepped 2 glasses of wine and dropped the engagement ring into one of the glasses, and I had held it like this and handed it to her.
So I couldn't see that the ring was in it.
And before she takes a drink or whatever, I start going on and on.
He goes on this lovely spiel, how much he loves me.
The best around. Nothing's ever going to keep her down. And then she sees me get down on one knee in the hot tub, and the water's
like up to his neck. So funny.
I direct her attention to the glass that she's holding that has this ring in it.
Yeah.
And she gasps, plunges her hand into the glass.
Good thing I have small wrists.
Bordeaux glass. Yep.
What's a Bordeaux glass? Just wider.
Bordeaux. Yeah, it's a type of glass that's designed specifically for a certain type of wine, so that you can get a certain kind of swirl and activate the flavors in a way that other wine glasses can't.
You know so much.
There's probably some inaccuracies there, but it sounds really good when I say it right now.
You did work at a winery. I guess you said, "Will you marry me?" And I said yes.
Or something.
You didn't say like.
To that tune.
You didn't say you had learned. You were trained.
How would you feel if you said yes to me inquiring, as per chance, the acquisition of your eternal hand?
If I asked you...
If you so wished, what would you say?
Yes. Thankfully, it was not.
No. It was like,
quite like
marry
that.
me, woman.
Yes. So you had your boldness. I remember, like, early on, because, like, since we had this gift of communication, we would just tell each other things. And I remember saying, like, hey, like, I want you to be more bold with me. Because I have a tendency to be... I could be a more... dominant type personality, and I don't want to be that way. Like, I want like the feminine woman and have the man, like be in charge.
Never let the sun go down on our anger.
Right. That was important. From the beginning, we were complimenting each other. Like, you complimented me and I complimented you, and we were telling each other, like, hey, I noticed this about you. And which is very, very important, because when you're with someone in a relationship with someone, like, especially for the purpose of marriage, like, you want to make sure that person makes you better. You want to make sure that person brings you up, not down. And so we really did that for each other. Oh, so at 9 months we got engaged. Okay, so after we got engaged, 3 months later, we got married.
1 year, 1 month, and 1 day after we met.
After we had met, yep. And that was May 25th, 2013, which we're coming up on our 12-year anniversary here, which is really cool.
Then moved to Portland, Oregon the next day.
So that's actually crazy that we planned a wedding in 3 months. And the reason it was so fast is because his apartment lease was up, and he even lived with my grandparents for a couple of weeks. And the timing, it was just like, let's not put it off. Like, we know, like, let's just get married.
Yeah.
And so we got married. Wedding was beautiful, simple, really nice. I wasn't stressed out by it at all. I'm not like a super picky person, so I didn't like have all these like specific things that I wanted. It was just, it was fun, honestly. And then the very next day we woke up and we moved to Portland, Oregon. And so we didn't go on a honeymoon. Our honeymoon was moving into our new apartment. But like, how fun is that? Like, we didn't want to spend money on like, going somewhere.
We did a honeymoon to Vegas years later.
Oh, yes. I think on our 1 year anniversary. Right?
Something like that.
Yeah. So that was really fun to just, be in our apartment. We had our own place, and we had all our boxes, and we had our wedding gifts. But you had to drive the U-Haul, remember? And you were towing a car. Mm-hmm. And that was a little stressful because it kept running out of gas. It was like a 30-foot
U-Haul with a trailer towing our car behind it.
It kept, like, something was wrong with the gas. It kept thinking it ran out of gas.
There was air in the gas tank.
That's
so every, like...
10 miles
10
or something.
miles or so. It
We
would
had
just
to
like,
yeah.
and I'd have to pull over to the side of the road,
Oh, it was
turn
so
it off,
stressful.
turn it back on.
And we were trying to like be
had to
super
get there.
nice. Oh,
We
yeah,
had to get to
by
the
like
apartment
6
to check
p.m.
in by 4 p.m.
Oh, 4 p.m. And it was like a 6-hour drive. And so anyways, and we didn't want to like be stressed out because this was our first day being married. So we're like trying to not like,
It's like everything
know,
is said with gritted teeth
and
smile.
Valor.
Valor. Yeah. Valor's just a
Valor
glimpse.
didn't exist yet. James,
This guy.
my husband, was just driving this crazy long U-Haul, like the longest one they had. Why did we have so much stuff? Because it was both of us and we were like combining our stuff.
It was mainly you.
Really? I would like to contest that. I didn't even have a whole
Please,
apartment. I had
contest
a
it.
bedroom. You had an entire studio apartment. But I guess if you think about it, our stuff
I had
put
a
together.
futon.
Yeah, you had a futon.
And
I
a
had
bed.
a bed. You had a bed. I had a piano. I mean, yeah.
Maybe a dresser. You had a dresser.
Couple dressers. Why did we need one so big?
A table.
Anyways, I don't know why we needed that big of a U-Haul, but it was the biggest one.
And
Didn't we have
packed it to the
wait,
hilt.
Oh my gosh, I know what it was. We were taking stuff for your parents. Remember? They
That's
were moving
right.
to Oregon at the same time. And
That's
so, remember, we filled up a smaller U-Haul and there wasn't enough room.
That's right.
And we actually had to move everything from the smaller U-Haul to the
That's right.
bigger U-Haul. And it was
Wow.
ready to go. We did that like the day before the wedding. So the U-Hauls were ready to go. My mom and family moved our wedding gifts into the You remember that?
Yeah.
So we
Yeah,
went
it's
and we
all
had that
coming crashing back to me
awkward
right
family
now.
breakfast in the morning. And then it was funny. But it's awkward to go have breakfast with your family like after your wedding night. Like,
Hey guys.
we don't know what we've been doing all night. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, let's have some pancakes and yeah.
Wow.
But anyways, so we made it to our apartment complex and that was our honeymoon and it was
We
so
actually
fun.
we actually had to call and let them know we were going to be late. They stayed open an extra 30 minutes for us to get us checked in.
Yeah.
Because we needed to get checked in to get the keys.
It was awesome. It was so fun. So
Yeah.
special. Yeah.
It was a great apartment, great location.
So how many
Lived there for a little over a year.
So that is the love story of how we met. We'll do another episode where we go more in depth about our marriage and what our marriage looked like. Thank you. If you made it this long, thank you so much for being here. We hope you felt like a part of this conversation. We would love to hear from you in the comments if there's anything specific you want us to talk about or if you have any questions for us. We'll definitely do a Q&A episode.
Qua.
And we love this deep, more intimate type conversation that you don't get just from, a daily vlog or something.
Yeah.
And so it's really special. So thanks for listening to us. Thanks for
watching. If you're not
story.
subscribed, please consider doing so. If you are subscribed, thank you for doing that.
And
It really takes no effort to do. So thank you for doing that.
Extra thank you if you are a member of our channel.
Yeah.
That means a lot to us that you're going that extra mile to support us in that way. I should mention, we do offer, some coaching. We just have a coaching ministry. It's by donation. If you ever want to talk to us about parenting, marriage, childbirth, adoption, just anything, we want to make ourselves available for people who maybe need help or just want advice, or maybe you have advice for us. Yeah, just connecting with people. And so my email is in the description. You can reach out to us there. And yeah, thanks for being here. And we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.